Yun went to her room. After some time, she opened the door, but something caught her attention. A box placed on her bed, but no one comes in her room. She hesitantly walked to her bed and stood there and reached out, her fingers trembling slightly as she slowly lifted the lid. As the box creaked open, her eyes widened. A cat? There nestled within the box was a tiny, adorable kitten. Its fur was adorable, mix of colors, and its bright, curious eyes stared back at her. Yune's heart melted at the sight, and a soft gasp escaped her lips. She couldn't believe her eyes. Oh, she's so cute. Yune carefully scooped up the kitten in her arms, feeling its warmth and gentle purse against her skin. What is it doing in my room? She walked out of the room while continuously caressing her soft hair. She happily strolled to the kitchen, carefully placed the kitten on the counter, and reached for a saucer, pouring a small amount of milk into it. She set the saucer down in front of kitten, watching as it eagerly lapped up the milk, its tiny pink tongue darting in and out. She extended her hand, gently patting the kitten's soft fur as it continued to drink. But where are you taking me? My office. Really? I'm finally going out of this mansion? Not exactly. The office is on the ground floor, still inside the mansion. The lazy mafia you are can't even make your office outside the mansion. Well, for me, security is top priority. Having my office within the mansion ensured that I can closely monitor everything that's happening. Yun pouted, crossing her arm over her chest. What if you make office like underground or hidden office in fancy hotel like in those movies? Yeah, but the difference is they are movies and this is real life. He said as he took her with him towards his office. They made their way to the elevator. Jungkook stepped inside and watched her as she stood still there. Step inside already, what are you waiting for? Not from elevator, can we go by stairs? Stairs? Why do you want to take the stairs when we have the elevator right here? Well, you know we should do some exercise. It's good for our health. And she said nervously, fiddling with her fingers, but Jungkook just grabbed her hand and pulled her inside the elevator. No, wait. But the elevator was already closed. She gulped, clenching her tiny fingers together as the elevator started moving. Her eyes shut tightly and she stepped back, overcome with fear. She had always feared that if she used the elevator, then it would start to go high and then it will break and she will die inside. No one would be able to save her. And Princess, did you open the box in your room? He asked, looking ahead, but when he didn't get response, he turned around the side, only to find that she was not there. Alarmed, he quickly turned around, fully scanning the area until he spotted her, huddled in a corner, her eyes tightly closed. He passed her forward in concern and he took a cautious step towards her, crouching down. Are you okay? Do I look okay to you? Jungkook blinked and wrapped his hands around her. She hides herself in his arm. It's just an elevator, he said, but her grip tightened on his shirt. She didn't speak. Everything, the elevator dinks and finally come to stop. Jungkook helped her to stand up properly. I'm not going from that elevator ever again, she said, her legs trembling as she tried to walk ahead. Jungkook chuckled while she pinched him hardly. Oh, you wild kitten. He hissed and Yun got satisfied because he was laughing at her state. She finally stepped out of the elevator and her eyes widened, taking in the grandeur of surroundings as they approached each set of doors. They gracefully slid open the door without any touch. Did you see that? The door opened by itself, she said excitedly, and Jungkook just chuckled at her amusement. I know, Princess, I have been living here since you were even born. Jungkook paused as they stood in front of his office. As he pushed the door open and he stepped inside, he saw Taeyang already present there and the other person. Whoa, your office is big. It can become a room. She paused, processing. Her eyes moved to the person standing there. Tears started to form in her eyes. Dad? She ran towards him and hugged him tightly like a baby. Mr. Park hugged her back, feeling his own eyes getting watery. Dad, I missed you. I missed you too, my dear. How have you been? Mr. Park asked to her beloved daughter, and she just sobs, hugging him. Family drama. He whispered to Taehyung, who is now standing beside him looking at the scene. Jungkook scrunched his nose watching both of them. Then Taehyung shook his head at his comment. I'll be outside. I can't watch this drama anymore. I will come with you. Stay here and make sure my father-in-law gets the special treatment he deserves. His words dripped with sarcasm, emphasizing his disdain for Mr. Park. He walked out of his own office, leaving Taehyung and the other two behind. Taehyung chuckled, love one side, but once Jungkook don't like the person, no force can make him like that person ever again. After some time, Jungkook returned to his office, his expression slightly calmer. As he walked through the halls of mansion, he noticed Mr. Park making his way toward exit. Jungkook stepped and Mr. Park stood in front of him. Father-in-law, leaving so soon? His voice as cold as he stared at him. Mr. Park stood there nervously. I thought it was best for me if I leave. You know the only good thing you ever did in your life was bringing you into this world. Mr. Park looked down as Jungkook's voice was filled with bitterness. I wouldn't be surprised if you get into another trouble and lose everything you have now. You know what your problem is? You don't use your brain to get out of the trouble. You rely on money to protect yourself without considering the consequence. What else could I do? I needed the money at the time, or they would have taken everything from me. So I came to you for help. Just think about it for a moment, but if your daughter had fallen into the hands of those people, who wouldn't hesitate to harm her? Would you still be content living in your friend's house? I may not be a good person. In fact, I'm one of the worst, but your daughter is fortunate that she has captured my heart. Mr. Park stood there consumed by guilt. He realized that he had not always been a great father. His daughter deserved. His life had been revolved around money, luxury, and continuously falling into troubles. Instead of learning from his mistake, he found himself sinking deeper into a vicious cycle. Even if he loved his family a lot, he never learned from his mistake and kept making his life and his family life in danger. Can I trust my daughter with you? Those same thing again? You can't trust anyone, not even your own shadow. But this time I will assure you you is safe with me. Thank you, Jungkook. He spoke. You are not thanking me because of your daughter. You are thanking me because you don't have to pay money anymore. But don't worry, I will not ruin your world best dad image in front of your daughter. Jungkook was about to walk away, but he stopped and placed his hand on Mr. Park's shoulder. But one thing, this will be the last time I extend any sort of help to you. If you find yourself in trouble again, I won't hesitate to shoot you on the spot, without even caring that you hurt father. The words hung in the air, a stark reminder of the dangerous world they live in. Mr. Park swallowed hard, understanding the severity of Jungkook's warning. Jungkook loosened his grip on his shoulder and walked away from there. Jungkook entered his office, closing the door behind, expecting a moment of solitude. However, as his eyes scanned the office, he found Yoon sitting on the counter, his eyes dropped forward. She was munching on a juicy slice of watermelon, folding her legs without any care. You're still here? There are a lot of sofas and you decided to sit on the desk. Look at the view from here. Jungkook removed his coat and threw it to the sofa. He walked towards her, opening the first two buttons of his shirt. Where did you get them from? He asked, pointing at the watermelon with his eyes because he never had unnecessary thing in his office. And Yuna smiled, taking this piece of watermelon again, munching on it. Dad, I bought these for me. Dad, what? Mr. Right-hand man, she said, and Jungkook clicked his tongue as he was now standing in front of her. I see you already gave him a nickname and nothing from me. No, I have given you so many nicknames. Really, enlighten me too then. Dracula, Alien, Jungle Book, Cold face. Jungkook bit his inner cheek as he leaned forward on the desk, placing his hand on both of her sides. Yoon stopped herself, her gaze fixed on his dark eyes. Cold face, huh? Yoon blinked. Oh, she shouldn't have said that. Here comes his Dracula mode. I see. Should I show you how cold I can be? Yoon shook her head immediately. No, why would she even want that? Jungkook took the piece of watermelon and chewed it when Yoon was staring at him. Thank you. I was missing that so much. Good that you now met him. Yeah, can I go to my house too? Jungkook turned his gaze to Yoon, his expression unreadable for a moment. He sat half-eaten watermelon sliced down on the desk, still leaning on it. You really want to go back to your house? You look at him with wide doe eyes. But it felt like he didn't like that idea at all. I thought I could go. Okay, if you say so, but he paused as he stared at her curious doe eyes and then spoke. You have to kiss me. Yoon gulped, not expecting this. Then you will let me go? She asked. Whatever you say, princess. Yoon's cheeks lit up as she stared back at his lips. What should I do now? Maybe I can distract him with a funny face. Oh no, what if my lips stick to his like a glue? What can't we just solve things with a game of rock, paper, scissors? Life would be so much simpler. I have been thinking we might need to acquire some additional guns for our operation, he said as they were all sitting in the mansion lounge discussing about their some important business. More guns? Is there a specific reason why? Yeah. Lately there is an increase in rival gang activities. It's always good to be prepared and have backup plan. Okay, Hugh, I'll make sure to inform Valentina about it. That would be great help. Honestly, she quite skilled at what she does. She is the only one of our secret weapon for collecting weapons. Someone praising her? Taehyung eyes widened and he looked at Seokjin for taking it. I'm just praising her work, Hyung. I see you never praise anyone. Taehyung shook his head, but their head turned into the direction where Yoon was coming, chasing her cat. She plopped herself between Seokjin and Taehyung, her cat perched on her lap. Hi, what are you all discussing? Just some boring business stuff that you wouldn't find interesting. He said, ruffling her hair, and Yun smiled. Tell me about it too. Well, we were just discussing acquiring some additional guns for our operation, but it's not really a topic for you. Yun pouted, crossing her arms. Why not? I can handle serious conversation too. You know. Tang smacked, teasing her. Oh really? So what are your thoughts about strategic weapon allocation in high-risk situations? Yun blinked, her eyes wide, clearly not understanding a word he said. Well, I think weapons are important. Seokjin and Taehyung burst into laughter, finding her response adorable. Nice try, Yun, but leave the serious conversation to us for now, okay? But I was thinking that Jungkook will take me to his office, don't you? She asked, looking at him innocently, and he raised his eyebrow. Why do you wanna go? Because I got bored all day staying here. What will you do in my office? There's nothing in particular you can play with. Then I can help you with something, or I can sit there or explore your office. You will get bored. Pretty please. I will stay quiet and will not disturb you, or I will die here, staying all day here. Then you have to prepare a funeral for me. Okay, get ready, I will take you. Yun jumped up from the sofa. You are the best, and ran to him, placing a kiss on his cheeks, which caught him off guard. Seokjin and Taehyung looked away like they were not present there. She ran back to her room, jumping happily. So, he cleared his throat, composed his posture. What were we talking about? Yoon sat on the office sofa, her eyes fixed on two individuals sitting across from her. Jungkook had been occupied with Valentina ever since they arrived at the office. Leaning, Yoon feeling a bit neglected, she tried to distract herself by pretending to look through some files placed in front of her. But her eyes stuck on them. The way they are discussing things and pretending she don't exist, and that girl she don't even liking a bit how she was close with him. Look at that alien. He's not even looking at me. Unable to bear loneliness any longer, Yun made up her mind. She decided it was best for her if she walked out of the office. She got up from the sofa, preparing to leave. She reached to the door and about to open it. Where are you going? Yun stopped in her tracks and his deep voice, and she looked at him. I thought I can explore the office. Do you even know this place? No, but maybe I will find and he can accompany me. Jungkook stared at her with no expression and leaned back on the chair. Come here, he gestured her to come near him. No, why this cold face looking at me like that? She hesitated but decided to walk towards him and stood beside him. Sit here, he taps on his laps and Yun stared at him with wide eyes. Even though Jungkook was working, he had his eyes on her. He was watching how she was pouting and pretending to be busy. Even though the files in front of her, she won't even understand anything about it. What? Come on. Yun hesitated and looked at Valentina, who was watching both of them, and she slowly sat on his lap, while Jungkook wrapped his hand around her waist so she won't fall. So what were we talking about? No, so where were we? Nowhere. I will just everything to Seokjin house. Good. Yes, I should go now and leave you two alone, she said and winked at him, and Jungkook shook his head, understanding her teasing. She collected her things and left the office. Now Jungkook's focus was on Yoon. A pout on her face, she watched the door close, looking here and there in the office. So my princess was getting bored here? Yoon nodded her head rapidly as she looked back at him. I told you we'll get bored. But I didn't know you won't let me go out of the office too. She pouted angrily, crossing her arms over her chest, which made him chuckle. Tell me where you want to go, I will take you, he said as he placed a soft kiss below her earlobe. But you're busy and you know they will take me, she said mindlessly, and Jungkook gripped tightens around her waist, his tone becoming slightly possessive. Will you stop mentioning his name every time you are with me? Seokjin will take you to home. I have some work to do. She nodded, still flushed from the kiss, and he placed a soft kiss on her cheek. Jungkook had been away from the city for nearly a month. Due to his important work commitments, he had responsibilities within the Mafia that required his attention, and for Yoon he had initially assured her that he would return in just few days. But deep down he knew he would have to stay away longer, but he don't want to upset her. Jungkook entrusts Taehyung and Seokjin to take care of Yoon. He felt guilty leaving her behind, but he wouldn't bring her along with him because he would be occupied most of the time. The car stopped in front of his mansion and he stepped out of it. He made his way inside. Jungkook entered the mansion. He was met with the sound of laughter echoing through the halls. The eyebrow furrowed and decided to walk further inside, following the source of noise. The laughter seemed to be coming from the kitchen, and he approached the kitchen, his eyes widened. Taehyung, Jin and Yoon were sitting at the kitchen. Scattered, there were makeup products scattered all over the place, and the remnant of food and drinks were strewn across the countertops, leaving behind a mess of crumbs. It was more like he had stepped inside a zoo rather than peaceful mansion he had left behind. They seemed to be completely unaware of his presence, as they had their back turned to him. The hell, you turned my mansion into a circus. At his word, they finally noticed to turn around. Jungkook choked on his saliva when his eyes fell on Taehyung and Jin faces. They looked like pure clowns, with two ponytails sticking out with both sides of their head and red lipstick smudges across their lips and eyes. They were looking like some circus jokers. But his trance broke when Yoon turned around, her eyes widening in surprise. Cookie, you came back? She ran towards him and jumped. Jungkook quickly wrapped his arms around her to prevent her from falling. Missed you. She slurred her words and hid her face in his neck. I'm here, princess. I missed you too. Jungkook noticed the two males still frozen in their places, beads of sweat forming on their forehead. Why are you two jokers looking at me like that? He asked, and Yoon, still clinging onto him, began to shower him with kisses all over his face. It was then that Jungkook realized, you are drunk, princess? No, I'm not. What the hell did you guys do to her while I was away? We were just... she was whining to do our makeup, and then we decided to eat and drink. Jungkook stared at them fully done. Of course, he never expected this scene. They both looked drunk too. And how the hell did she end up getting drunk? She thought it was water and drank it in one go, but it was alcohol. Oh God, he exhaled heavily and rubbed his face harshly with his free hand. You two, clean up this whole mess and be ready for tomorrow. He glared at them, and the two males got partially looking at each other. Mr. Handsome, don't scold my friends. Oh sure I won't, just like my princess won't, he said, and she giggled. Jungkook walked away before giving them a knowing look, still holding on to Yoon. Let's clean this, he said to Taehyung, who was slouched down on the table, ready to doze off. But I'm sleepy. Come on kid, before the man makes us sleep forever. Taehyung shook his drowsiness, and they both started to clean the place. It was their punishment. Jungkook entered his room with Yoon, still clinging onto him, continuously mumbling something. He couldn't understand a word she was saying, but he nodded along, didn't want to upset her. He gently placed her on the bed and walking towards the dressing table. He still can hear her mumbling. Butterfly, flying, colorful, dancing, ice cream, don't go, stay, cookie. Jungkook sighed softly and picked up a pack of makeup wipes from the table. He approached her, careful not to startle her, began to wipe off makeup from her face. Yoon started to back away, moving her face here and there like a child. Stay still, princess, let me clean your face. Then she finally stopped resisting and watched his every move as he removed her makeup. He never saw her in makeup, and this is the first time. There you go now, lay down like a good girl you are. No, let's play something. It's not time to play, he said as he removed her shoes and made her lay down. Even though she resisted, he covered her up with a blanket. He walked towards the table and threw the wipes in the dustbin. As he turned around back, Yoon was not laying there on the table. Yoon? She jumped from the chair to the bed again like a monkey and bore down as she was standing in some sort of concert with one hand on her stomach and started singing like a high-pitched squirrel on caffeine. Jungkook facepalmed himself. "Mr. Alien, join me here," she said, now twirling or dancing on the bed, completely absorbed in her own little world. A chuckle managed to escape his mouth as he approached her. He grabs her and makes her lay down again, and this time he lay down beside her, completely wrapping himself around her, kissing her all over her face, and soon he heard her snoring. It amazed him how this man, known as the ruthless Mafia leader, feared by many, could be so tender and affectionate with his wife. He thought back to a few months ago when he had a little patience for anyone's behavior, intolerant of even the slightest annoyance. No one dared to say anything or something against his will, or they will know how ruthless he can become. Yet here he was, captivated by a girl who embodied the opposite of his world. Yun was carefree, innocent, purely enjoying life without understanding the danger that surrounded her. It was her childlike nature that had drawn him to her, and he admired her for it. She brought happiness in his dark existence. He vowed to protect her and keep her safe, cherishing the innocence she possessed in a world tainted by darkness. "I told you I don't want any interruptions." His voice carried an authoritative tone as he spoke in the phone. He walked towards the mansion garden. "First, I thought my life would become easy," he muttered under his breath, still on the call when he looked at the scene. Yun was chasing the small puppy giggling.